The Old Mill Road. My grandfather, a man not easily spooked, used to tell this story about a stretch of road just outside his small hometown in rural Indiana. He swore on his life that every word was true, something that always sent a shiver down my young spine. He said it happened to his cousin, Sarah, back in the late 1970s. Sarah was a practical nurse, often working late shifts at the county hospital. One particularly foggy October night, she was driving home around 11 p.m. The usual route took her down Old Mill Road, a narrow, winding lane that ran alongside a creek and past the usual route took her down Old Mill Road, a narrow, winding lane that ran alongside a creek and past the crumbling ruins of an old grist mill. The fog that night was thick, the kind that seemed to swallow the headlights of her little Ford Pinto. She was driving slowly, the wipers struggling to keep the windshield clear, when she saw them. Up ahead, near a sharp bend in the road where the old mill stood silhouetted against the hazy moonlight, were two figures. They were standing at the edge of the road, almost in the lane itself. Sarah squinted, trying to make them out through the fog. They appeared to be children, small and still. Concerned, she slowed down even further, thinking they might be lost or in trouble. As she got closer, she could see them more clearly. They were holding hands, two small silhouettes in what looked like old-fashioned clothing. One seemed to be wearing a light-colored dress, the other darker overalls. Their heads were slightly bowed, and they didn't move as her car approached. Sarah stopped a few feet away, putting the car in park. "Hello?" she called out, her voice a little shaky in the silence, broken only by the hum of the engine and the distant gurgle of the creek. The children didn't respond. They remained motionless, their small hands clasped together. A knot of unease tightened in Sarah's stomach. She reached to open her car door, but something made her hesitate. There was an unnatural stillness about the scene, a wrongness that she couldn't quite place. She tried again, her voice a little louder this time. "Are you all right? Do you need help?" Still silence. The fog seemed to swirl around them, obscuring their features. Then, slowly, the two figures began to turn their heads, not towards her, but towards the crumbling stone walls of the old mill. Their movements were jerky and unnatural, and that's when Sarah saw it, or rather, didn't see it. As their heads turned, she could see straight through them, the faint outline of the mill wall visible behind where their faces should have been. Panic seized her. She slammed her foot on the accelerator, the little Pinto lurching forward, her heart pounding in her chest. She drove the rest of the way home in a cold sweat. The image of those two silent, translucent children burned in her mind. The next day, Sarah told her parents what had happened. Her mother, a lifelong resident of the area, paled. She told Sarah the local legend of the two young siblings who had drowned in the creek by the old mill many years ago. They were said to sometimes appear on foggy nights, still holding hands, forever waiting by the road. My grandfather always insisted that Sarah never drive down Old Mill Road alone again after that night. And whenever the fog rolled in thick, he'd always say, "Best to stick to the main roads tonight, just in case those two were out walking."